and play against some of the best players in the world, including Corey Deuel, Marlon Manalo, and many more on the Seminole Florida Pro Tour. Watch for the Seminole Florida Pro Tour coming to your area.
We're about ready to go here. If you're just joining us, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck, and we're here at Mr. Q's 2 in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is the Seminole Pro Tour 2010, first stop of the season. And we got a great match here for you, Corey Deuel versus Mike Davis. And they're about to lag, and here we go. It looks like Mike Davis has won the lag. Very close. All right, this is our first lag here. Mike Davis won the lag and broke, and Corey Deuel's at the table now. And if you're just joining us, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck, and we're here in Atlanta, Georgia at Mr. Q's 2 for the Seminole Pro Tour stop, very first stop of the season. And we got a special treat for you all. Joining me in the booth right now is Mr. 400 himself, John Schmidt. John, how you doing today?
Good, Ray. How you doing, everybody?
Pretty well. Well, this looks like it's going to be a good match here. Two great players.
Yeah, for sure. Corey's looking to duck off the 3, probably down behind the 5-6.
Corey Deuel here is sponsored by the Seminole Tribe, also sponsored by one of the Seminole tour stops, Capone's in Spring Hill.
Yeah, that's a great pool room. Rocky Capone does a lot for the players. Well, that wasn't quite what he was trying to do there. Mike's got the first chance to draw blood here.
They've got quite a cluster here on this rack. Everything's kind of bunched up by the side pocket there.
Yeah, actually, the balls are not racking super tight on a couple of these tables, and I think you might see this a lot throughout the day where there's very congested runouts. I would kind of like to see the tournaments go to this new Magic rack thing. I think it's fantastic. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge later. But, I mean, for everybody to have a perfect rack, I just don't see what would be wrong with that, you know.
Right.
And it speeds things up, too, a little bit. Instead of standing there trying to get a perfect rack, you just throw them up there. They're frozen, break the balls.
I said he's might have left the 10 ball on, though.
Yeah, I can't quite tell if the 9 is blocking it, but yeah, it looks like he's taking a peek at it.
And this is our first rack of this race to 7. One thing that was interesting, I was reading the rules on a Seminole tour earlier, and one of the rules was 6 balls have to be driven to a rail on the break.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So, I don't know how you would enforce it, but I guess they just really want to make sure you put your all the effort you could muster into it.
As bad as I break, I think I fouled 4 times my last match. It's a good thing I didn't know that rule. Well, oh, look at this roll. Oh, I thought he was going to get perfect on the 3, but
10 ball came in and changed that.
At the pro level, you know, in a race to 7, a 1-game head start is pretty big mathematically. So, you know, whoever wins this first game is looking pretty good.
I do like the winner break format.
Yep, I do too. I think it makes it exciting for the fans, and you see some packages, and you know, it's the way pool has been for 100 years. I don't see why we have to change it.
This rack's starting to unfold here. If you can get on the 5 ball here, I'm not sure the 6 passes the 7.
No, this is very tricky. I mean, he's going to have to do well.
He's going to bump the 6 here. It's awful steep to be bumping it towards the corner pocket.
Yeah, he's going to. I think he wanted to. Well, I can't quite see from this angle, but I would have to think he's going to drive into it with a little bit of speed. We're actually setting very close to the table, so we're going to try to keep it down so the players don't hear us.
We've just recently, recently added the overhead cam. It's rapidly becoming my favorite view.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have a nice high-tech setup here. Very good live stream you're putting on for sure.
I appreciate that, John.
Wow, he went for that. That was pretty gutsy to go for that combination. He had a very easy safety. McCoy's a very aggressive, creative player, and, you know, can't fault him. Pockets are not super tight, so, you know, you figure if you hit it good, it's going to go.
Yeah, Mike's looking at the bank here on the side. Yeah, we've been committed to continuous improvement with our streaming, and it's getting tougher and tougher to take it to another level.
Yeah, I don't know how much better you can get it than this. This isn't just like being here.
I'm not sure if that 6 passes the 9 ball or not. I don't think it does.
And that was kind of fortunate. I think Mike kind of read that into the situation. He knew the speed he shot the bank, if he missed it, it would come back across table and have to deal with the 9. Yeah, he tried to cheat the pocket, and just a tough shot.
That might have gone at table speed possibly, but that was tall order.
Well, it looks like Mike's got to just try to cut this in and go 2 or 3 rails. Apparently, it's a little bit tougher cut than it looks because he's staring at it pretty hard. I mean, he really has to dice this thin. Wow, he elected to play safe, so yeah, that cut must have been extremely difficult. Good shot. All Corey can really do is just thin off the 6 and try to leave distance. He doesn't want to run into the 10, though. Mike hit a pretty nice shot there. Corey is a big underdog this game for sure.
Can you see the edge of that 6 ball?
Just enough to maybe graze off it and go downstream. Well, that was a great shot. I really didn't think that was available. Good shot.
We've got Johnny Archer playing on the next table here. He's playing Joe DeToro.
That's a nice shot.
Look, he might even fall behind the 7 ball here. It was a nice shot. If you caught edge of that 7 ball, it would have been a great shot.
Right. Yeah, Corey should hit this ball, but you know, Mike's obviously a pretty big favorite here. I think maybe Corey can even see the right edge of the 6. Well, Corey's going to try to thin off the 6 and put him right back in the same spot. It's very easy to hit too thick, though, and sell that out. Yeah, it's very easy to hit it like that. Well, that's not bad.
Well, it looks like, once again, the 9 is in the way for the corner. We usually don't have a game like this until it's Hill in the finals.
Yeah, this looks like the Hill game, doesn't it? I'm really not sure what he's trying to do here.
Well, it almost looks like if he tries the combo, that he might pocket the 6 ball in the corner.
Oh, what a shot. Wow, that was a great shot, that's all I can tell you.
Yeah, and that unfolded it from there.
He's still got to do a little something with this cue ball. You know, he's got to avoid hitting the 10 or getting behind it. That's a pretty thin cut. Yeah, that was a good shot.
Could be in a nice angle Following a 10 for the side pocket.
Sometimes myself, as a commentator, I'm guilty of making things sound a little too simple sometimes, and even the most routine out, under pressure on a table you're not used to, you can screw it up.
Absolutely.
That's always kind of irked me when the ESPN guys get up there and talk like, this is easy and that's easy. It's really none of it's easier. It's just some of it's easier. But it's all still pretty difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Mike Davis takes that first rack. That's 1-0 for Corey Deuel. This is a race to 7. If you're just joining us, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck, and I'm joined in the booth right now by John Schmidt. And if that first rack was any indication of the rest of this match, we're going to be here a while. That was a...
Yeah, and that was all because of the way the balls are racking, I would have to think. Those balls are broken, and, Efren on his best day wasn't going to run that rack, so I don't know. But I'll have to see how they're breaking here before I really come to any conclusion on if they're racking bad or not. But I would have to think the balls aren't racking super tight the way the first rack laid. And that's just something you can't help, Once the cloth is kind of broken in, that's the way they're going to rack.
Notice they are using the Delta 13 rack. One thing that you can do to help some with the balls, you can push the balls tight in the rack because they're made to an exact measurement,
right? And
roll them forward a little bit and find an undersized ball and possibly move it towards the back of the rack.
Right.
Can help a little bit.
Yeah, and that there was an absolute slug. I mean, I know he mishit him, but
both players are smiling over the result of the break. Mike's got a tall order here even to hit the one ball. He's
right.
Probably going to be rolling out here. Yeah. So what do you like here, John? You like to take it or give it back?
This here, I might actually, to be honest with you, I think you got to shoot because there's so much traffic. Thin off the right side of the one to try to come down behind the 210. Something like that, and that was executed pretty well. Because you figure even if you do give up a shot on a one, it's a really tricky out. So
he got there. Mike Davis going for his jump cue.
He's such a big guy. That jump cue looks like a golf tee in his hand. It's funny when he draws like a Jose Perica or Santos Sambahan, who are, two of the smallest people in pro pool, or a Tommy Kennedy, and, and him or Putnam. It's just funny. But that's what's cool about pool is that it's not really a strength game. You can have somebody 6'5", 300 pounds, or you can have somebody, 5'2", 100 pounds, and they play about even. And I've always kind of liked that, Even though I'm 6'4", 220, that doesn't really give me an advantage. Well, 5'8", 150, kind of pasty. But
I know, I was about to say that.
After a few beers, anyway.
Well, Mike made a nice hit, but sold out a shot to Corey, and Corey is lined up the 2-10-9 combo here.
Well, the 2 is going to kind of fall the wrong way, and the way you're going to have to go after the 2 is probably with a little high right English, so you hit the end rail and then go towards the 2, which makes the whole shot harder. But you don't want to just make the 9 and then have the 2 go over by the 8 and the cue ball go by the 3. So this is going to take a little thought here.
It almost looks like the 2 ball could actually go into the row and come back out in the center of the table.
Yeah, you'd have to shoot it pretty firm. I think he'll baby this kind of smooth and try to play shape on the 2 with high right. Yeah, something like that. That was pretty crafty. That worked out real good there.
Very nice. Joining us on the chat room on the internet there is A.K. Trigger. Trig, good morning. And Corey's got a nice shot here on the 2-ball here. Probably just draw it back into the rail. Or shove him at 3.
Well, he's going to have to play a tricky position on this 5, and then after that, I like his chances to get out. But he really has to do something here to get on the 5. Nice shot.
Yeah, like you said, getting on the 5 was key there, and it's kind of unfolding. Only one pocket, the 7 doesn't go in.
I don't know about the viewers, but for myself, that shot right there, the one thing I try to do when I shoot those little off-the-rail shots, the one thing I think about is just hold still. If you just hold still, you'll have real good results when you're shooting off the rail. Or, you know, I guess you could say, think about it as, you know, keep your head down or follow through. But if you just hold still, you'll make those shots pretty well.
It's good info, John.
Well, what I do, for me, I lock my back right leg and I bend my front. And almost most shots, I will squat and bend both legs just a little bit. But when you get fatigued, you can tremble a touch. But if you lock your back right leg like a post for those type shots, which the snooker players do, I find that I make that shot a little bit better. You know, it's not a power stance. It's just to poke one in when you're frozen off the rail.
Yeah, and Corey made a nice shot on the 7-ball there for a score. I haven't updated the score from the last match, but this will make it 1-1.
Yeah, these are both fantastic players in the prime of their lives in dead stroke, and you know, you should see some very good pool here. Okay, Ray, we got 1-1. If the balls are racking real good, the 4 from where Corey's breaking should go right at or in the left side pocket, and the 2-3 should go 4 rails around the table into their nearest pockets. But if they're racked bad, all that's out the door. Well, those look like they were racked pretty well the way they flew apart, so
nothing down though.
No, they left him a shot on the 1. At the pro level, this is the deciding factor in my opinion, more so than lucked in balls or hooks when you miss. Is just, you know, if 2 or 3 times in a match I break and leave you no shot, and 2 or 3 times you break and leave me straight on the 1, you're probably going to have a hard time winning, and vice versa. So this is a little bit unlucky, you know. When you break and just leave a guy a shot, what can you do?
Right, everything's really open here.
Yeah, I like Mike's chances to get out here. Again, though, not trying to oversimplify things. He still has to execute well and bear down.
Right, of course. The 5-ball is so really tight getting past the 9. You know, if you had to say anything, was...
Well, the key is the 3 to the 4. If you land on the 4 where you could stop, then you're on the 5. But if you fall short on that 4 and you got to pivot 2 rails to land on the 5, now things can get out of hand. Now, I like hitting this with Hiron English and going 2 rails towards the 4, which I believe is what he's doing. And just like that. I see he's missed his mark by a couple inches, so this is going to make things way harder.
Right.
Nice shot there, Mike.
Well, Well, the shot, looking at it straight down the table, and looks a little easier than it did on the overhead, which is usually the opposite. So
that's right. And he still has to kind of get this to go past the 9 here. And there's plenty of room, but it's an optical thing. Sometimes when you shoot that 5 at the last second, you think avoid the 9, and you know. So
right,
that was not as easy as it looked.
No, he did a nice job.
Now, anybody who plays pool knows how hard it is when you elevate. Elevating a little bit like this, it makes this position much harder because you can hit the ball and still pocket the 6, but hit it too thick or too thin. And he made a very nice shot there.
Mike made a nice out.
Well, barring a miscue here on the 9, we should have 2-1 Mike Davis. Mike Davis is a very nice guy, a real gentleman, and that's a good thing because he does look like he could rip a radial tire right in half barehanded. I mean, he is a big, strong kid, but he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. I've never really seen him get in an altercation or anything, and he's a pleasure to play in the tournament, besides the fact that he plays so good, but you'll never have an issue with him.
I agree. And after 3 racks, Mike Davis leading 2-1.
Is my buddy Bill Marop out there? He's probably, it's funny, you know what I love about that Bill? He used to be a drag racer, as most people on here know. You know, he used to go 200 miles an hour, and now he's got him a bicycle that he's got this little motor on. You know, and the guy has like an 06 Corvette and drag cars and go-karts that go 100 miles an hour. But now he's getting a total kick out of riding this mountain bike with a motor that goes about 30.
No kidding, wow. Well, if it's a mountain bike, 30's awful fast.
That's right, it is, yeah. So he's probably out riding that thing around right now. I just want to see him roll up to like a Hell's Angels bar on that little bicycle with the motor on it, go in there looking for a 9-ball game.
All right, here we go, rack number 4. This is a winter break format.
You know, Mike is smart enough to do something that I really just haven't, because it's been a personal challenge for me breaking from the box out off my hand. He just says, I'll just put the cue ball back there on the rail and use a rail bridge, which makes a lot of sense because you still get the hit into the rack like you would breaking off your hand, but you're back 6 more inches, so what? I think I'm going to do that this tournament and see how that works. And then if I go 2 and out, I'll blame Mike. So, but you know, I have better control breaking off my hand off the rail. So sometimes instead of fighting it, you just got to find what works and go with it. You know, I think that's what he's done.
Right. Well, look at this. He's almost had a shot on the 1 ball, but it's hooked right on the corner of the corner point.
Johnny Archer looks like he won his match pretty handily over there. He played real good. They were playing quick. That match was over pretty quick there.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's unusual for Johnny.
Well, you know, that's the thing, I've always wondered about that, because it seemed to me like he can play quick if he wants to, but you know what? He has the discipline to slow down and win matches, and you know, maybe I could learn something from that. Maybe I've lost matches because I've hurried too much, but that's the way I play. I could never slow down that much and beat anybody, I don't think.
I've always heard, don't shoot till you're ready to shoot, and that could be
he's the best at that, not shooting till he's ready to shoot, and you really can't argue with the results. He's won 1 million tournaments.
Yeah. And all the lint picking stories that you hear and all that, that's all it is he's just waiting till he's ready, he's just doing something
just to have it, kind of,
occupy his time while he's waiting.
Well, Mike's got ball in hand here and a chance to go up 3-1, which is pretty big. The 8 ball's laying in a little bit of a tricky spot. You're definitely going to have to deal with that later. Now he's missed his marker touch there again, and that's going to make this shot pretty difficult. Not to question his patterns, he's an excellent pattern player, but myself, I might have elected to shoot the 2 down the long rail, because then if the cue ball is anywhere inside the 2, it's a simple stop or slide over. When you play position on the side pocket, you have to almost land dead straight in, or then your cue ball has to travel, and things can get a little hairy. Because these are generous pockets. Now on a diamond, I might want to play the 2 in the side and not have to deal with shooting the 2 down in the corner. But on these tables, the corner pockets can kind of be your friends. That was an excellent shot there.
He had a really nice angle on the 3 ball as well.
He's going to have to put a little kill stroke on this ball, or roll it in. He would like to come up another foot. The air's pretty dry and the balls are pretty clean. The cloth is pretty good, so you should be able to kill this ball, but when you get really humid, sticky conditions, you just can't even do that shot. But he executed it nicely.
He's got a little straighter on the 6 here than I would like to do.
Yeah, you're going to see him pound this ball pretty firm and try to bounce off that rail about a foot. He wants to get about as near the 7 as he can.
I've seen some players that would go top on this and go up 2 rails.
Well, Ray, it looks like he's just pinching it and stopping there, which I can't quite tell, but okay, nothing wrong with that. Now, I believe to avoid, if he's going to just hit it with a high ball, to avoid the 9, he's going to have to hit it with a touch of left English, which makes the shot much more difficult. I might elect to hit it with low right. Okay, that's what he's doing, right. That's a good shot.
He hit that great. Does the 8 go on the side, though?
I think it does, but I would think you'd shoot it in the corner on these tables. I mean, these pockets being fair size. They're not buckets or anything. They're definitely not buckets. The side pockets are smaller than the average pool player's bank account, and the corners are about, 4.5 inches, so they're really not loose. Nice. Oh, well, like I said, they're not loose. That was a little bit of a result of trying to miss the point of the side, which is very easy to do, to overcut it to avoid that side. Boy, that was a big game. Mike had a chance to go 3-1.
Corey capitalizes on that.
And you kind of, what I like to do here is use a little bit of left, so when you hit the second rail, you're coming away from the rail, not at the rail. You see how he turned the cue ball a little bit right there, so now instead of resting on the rail, he just bounces off. That's a subtle thing that you have to do there. It makes pocketing the 9 much more difficult, but now you know you won't be stuck on the rail for the 10.
When you are concluded, please bring the rack back here. Okay.
Good out there.
Nice out.
Brian Harper, Brian Pruitt. Dan up to 6, playing Dan Decker to Doc Green.
And Corey Deuel ties it up.
Dan and Doc at the 10. 10-6 race is 46-19. That's on table 23. On table number 24.
Yeah, that's a very big miss in a race to 7. A 2-game lead in a race to 7. Boy, he'd like to shoot that ball again. But again, that's how tough Poole is. Here's a world-class player that missed it. If it was an easy shot, we wouldn't even make him shoot it. So it just kind of shows how hard Poole is. Kind of what holds Poole back a touch. It just looks so easy. If I didn't know anything about Poole, I would think, how could you miss that? But, you know, it's just tough.
And a lot of times, because the top players are so good at cue ball control, it makes the shots look easy.
Right.
And the amateurs look at it and go, well, I can make those shots.
Sure. And they probably could if we left them there where we put the cue ball all the time. You know?
Exactly. But, you know, you have to be able to come with it when you have to make a tough shot, too. And that's where practice comes in.
Well, it all comes out in the wash at the end of the year. I mean, Mike and Corey both are going to miss some balls, and they're both going to make some great shots when they need them. So it all kind of comes out at the end of the year, you know.
I'll tell you what, that cue ball was heading towards one side pocket, then it got kicked and went towards the other side pocket, and the 6 ball got in the way and almost went in, but nothing down. And Mike's probably going to be rolling out here.
Up against Chris Feather and Terry Walker.
Where do you roll out to, though?
Well, you just want to roll out to something that, where he can't make the ball or play a safety, and that's going to take a second. I like to tie up a ball a lot of times when I push out, just so if I make a mistake on the push out, I'll get back to the table. I probably would push out right about down there by that 9 ball, right about where he's standing, really. And if Corey lags that one in, good for him. I mean, that's all, just get his autograph if he makes that ball.
Dan Clark and Charles Geary. Dan and Charles had up to 10. The 10-9 race was 46-38.
This pool room is jumping right now. They've got a big amateur event going on, and they've got this pro tournament going on. And this is really a premier pool hall for sure. Great equipment and food and pro shop. And this is red carpet. This place is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, from the time I hit the door, the red carpet rolled out. I was very impressed with everything about this place. One thing that's really unique about it, they don't have waitresses. They believe that everything's a walk up to the counter for anything you need.
Yeah.
It's a different concept. And they said that it makes it where the people working behind the bar get to know folks, because the person ordering is always the one getting
That
it.
makes sense, yeah. Well, it looks like Corey's going to accept the shot, but I can't imagine he's going to go for this shot. He looks like he's queuing at it to shoot it, though. Wow, what a shot that was.
Very nice. That's kind of
that was just a great shot.
That's kind of what you were saying a minute ago about shooting off the rail and staying really still, and then he just stayed perfectly still, and it just went right in. But kind of a tough spot with the 2 ball here now.
So, anybody that shoots guns at all, you go out with a 22 rifle and try to shoot a tin can from, say, 30 feet from the hip as compared to looking down the barrel. I mean, it's almost impossible, really. And it's the same with pool. When we have to jack up a little bit to hold the cue ball, it makes a shot 50 times harder. So anytime a player elevates and makes a shot, I think it's pretty impressive. Well, he went for that. He tried to cut it in and go twice.
He just left Mike a nice opportunity here.
But see, that's a smart shot, because if he makes it, he figures to fall on the 3. But if he misses it, he's going to leave Mike an impossible start probably to get on the 3. At least he actually did kind of leave him a shot to get on 3, but usually he won't. So that was a nice educated guess that usually will work out well. Just got word that Sean, the Love Sponge Putnam, just beat Larry Neville 7-0. Put a big package. He FedExed a package to Larry's house, and that was pretty. Where'd you break from? From the rail? Wow, that's a good win there. Larry's a super tough player.
I heard word that he's trying to shed the Love Sponge there. And
Oh, is he?
moving towards Big Bubba.
Oh, Big Bubba. Okay.
There's some kind of a trademark issue or something with the Love Sponge.
Oh, I got you.
I'm not sure what it is.
Well, we could have called it just a diaphragm for short or something. I don't know, but nah, Sean's a good guy. We love Sean. He's all right.
Yeah, great commentator too. Hope to get him in the booth here before the weekend's over. I'm sure he will be.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, getting the shot on the 2. I mean, the weight, when Corey missed that shot, the 2 fell just right for Mike to get the right angle, which really is a little lucky, but, it's the way it works out sometimes.
Exactly, and this rack is unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
This work's not over. He's got to get on the 8 ball here without getting behind the 10.
Yeah, the 7 to the 8 is going to be the tricky part, Well, okay, that was not as bad as I thought. I thought he had to draw it out a little more.
Okay, folks, we got one final match action. Let me call our last match here. On table 33, Chris Cash, Leslie Goforth, adding up to 9, up against Jackie Cole, J.R. Smith.
He's drawing. Oh, okay, he can't shoot the pocket. He has to draw this out there, shoot the 10 across table. Oh, no, he just jammed it. All right, that was a nice shot.
This wasn't, again, going back to that last strike, this could easily have been 4-1.
Oh, yeah.
If he hadn't have missed that 1 8 ball. Wow. All right, Mike Davis pulling ahead once again, 3-2 over Corey Deuel. This is a race to 7 on both sides here at the Seminole Pro Tour. If you're just joining us, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck. And joining me in the booth right now is Mr. 400 himself, John Sheen. Someone said that you had ran a 200 or plus up at Super Billiards.
Yeah, I ran a 204 at the Billiards Expo there. My last inning of the qualifying round, which is pretty sweet. So that was fun, running 200 on a diamond is not as hard as running 400, I don't think, on a Gold Crown, but it's close. So I was pretty happy to do that.
How were the pockets?
Standard diamond pro-ams. They were definitely.
Were they pro cut pockets at least?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you'd call them. They're the stock, specs right out of the factory at 4.5 inches, and you can miss this anything you look at, Yeah. Didn't help me much in the finals. Well, Charlie Williams beat me in the finals, but he played good. He ran a 61 on me in a 100-point game, and that'll usually get the money.
That's awesome. Well, Mike's actually pocketed a ball and has a shot on the 1 here for the first time in this match. Anyone's had a shot after.
Boy, he hit that break on the button too, Ray. You see how good he hit that break? And that cue ball just jumped right back. Problem is with this shot, though, you have to lag it, and if you miss it, you just hang it right up in the hole for the guy. I think he's going to go for it because then he can shoot the 2-5 combination next if he makes this. tough shot. But I don't blame him for going for it, though, because there's some reward there if he makes it. But, you know, maybe he missed it, maybe he didn't. But if that cue ball rolls off an eighth of an inch from that distance, you look like a complete idiot. I mean, you overcut the ball by a foot. And, you know, we'll never know. I mean, no pool table rolls that exact. So you're really taking a chance when you shoot a long, slow roller like that.
Right.
If the table rolls off at all, you know, you're going to miss by a mile. So, it's a chance you take. Of course, on the other hand, if you shoot hard enough to eliminate the roll-off, now the pocket plays small. So you're in a bad spot either way.
I'm not sure what Corey was looking at. Maybe the path he wants to put the cue ball on.
Yeah, I don't think he's going for the bank down in the corner. Oh, he did, too. That's pretty smart.
He kind of played it two-way.
Sure. Boy, it didn't have to just hang right up in the pocket, though. I think he hooked Mike there with the 7. Rotation pool is just really a bunch of judgment calls and educated guesses. You go for shots that are 2- and 3-way shots, and, you know, it's all about missing right and kind of, you know, knowing when to go. And you can also get caught up playing safe too much. I remember Bobby Hunter gave me some advice about 10 years ago. He said when he first joined the tour, he found that he was actually ducking way too much. And as soon as he started opening up and just going for a lot more shots, he started to win tournaments or finishing real high. Mm-hmm. You know, because when you play safe, all you can do is play safe. But when you go for the shot, you can make it, miss and hook them, miss and luck it in. You know, you got a lot going for you when you play aggressive.
Oh, look at this, John.
Yeah, that was a nice hit.
That's so risky.
Yeah. And of course, he's got the 5 hanging, so Corey figures to make the 1-5 combo here and get started.
Like a fraction to the right, and that cue ball would have went right in the corner.
Mm-hmm. He got unlucky there, the 1, and that figures to happen sometimes where it just falls over the wrong way.
Yeah, he tried to put a little draw and drag on that to slow it down, and it still the 1 ball still trickled out on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just something you can't help. Just going to happen sometimes. I don't think he can cut the 1 in. I don't think he can kick it in because of the path of the 3. I mean, he might have to play safe here. He has a little bit of an exasperated look on his face. I don't blame him. That's pretty unfortunate to not be able to do anything with the 1 from there. Oh, no, he's going to try to chop it in and turn the cue ball loose. Well, I can't tell from my angle, but if he has to look at it this tough, he's in a bad spot. He's just going to bank it up by the 6 and put the cue ball behind the 8, I guess. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Live to fight another day.
Looks like he came out all right on it, too. And Mike's going to have to put a lot of side spin to even hit this 1 ball, it looks like, because of the position of that 3 ball.
A couple ways to play this. You know, you can just slow roll into it, not try to disturb the 1-6, or you can go at it with speed and try to get lucky. I usually do neither. I just whiff the 1 and give it ball in hand. Well, he looks like he's going at it with nice and soft. Yeah, well, there's me right there. That's wow. You know, I was telling somebody the other day, they were asking me how would I do against Efren, and I said, you know, in a 10-ahead set of 9 ball, or let's say 10 ball, and we can use me for example, I guess. In a 10-hour session, even if I break as good as him and run out as good as him and pocket the balls and all that, I figure to give up probably 1 ball in hand per hour on kicking to him. So that's basically in a 10-hour period spotting him 10 ahead. And I could be underestimating. It might be more like 2 or 3 ball in hand per hour. So, I mean, you know, because Efren Reyes is probably going to whiff that 1 ball like never. You know, and us American players, we do it all the time because we just haven't played rotation enough to have to do that much kicking, I guess. I don't know. When the Efren's and the Filipinos, their kicking and their safety play is better than ours. Now, the ball pocketing, the position play, I think we're right there with them. But, you know, kicking and safety play is a big part of the game. And it would almost be like two pro golfers, and one of them, you just take their chipping completely out of it or something. I mean, who are you going to bet on?
Right, exactly.
That's why, like a straight pull, for example, there's no kicking. I can kind of defend myself against a lot of people because kicking is not a strength of mine. But there's really none of that in straight pull, so. But, yeah, I just can't tell you how many games I've given up just whiffing a ball and giving up ball in hand. It's a sickening feeling, but.
Come on, jump shots. You ever
I'm okay at those. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay at those.
No, I meant in I was meaning in straight pool. Oh, have you ever found a situation where a jump shot might have come in handy?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Playing any kind of, straight pool, jump shot, sure. I mean, it's rare, but. Well, the reason Mike whiffed that ball, too, is when you kick at that ball with high speed, it's real easy to hit it and gauge the hit. But when you go at it real slow like he did, then it lengthens out and all that, and it's very hard to gauge where the cue ball is going to land. And really, even Efren, I've seen him whiff that ball when you're kicking 2-3 miles an hour like that.
And I'd like to give a big shout-out to the Seminole tribe, the Seminole Pro Tour.
Oh, for sure.
Great supporters of pool. We really appreciate everything they're doing for the pro players here.
Yes, they do a lot for us. They put on a 40,000 added event last year, and they have the Florida Tour. And without them, there would not be much for us guys to do, and we really appreciate the Seminole tribe.
And if I read it correctly, that event will be 50,000 this year.
That's fantastic.
Well, Corey ties us up, John, at 3 apiece here.
Okay.
And has the break. Of course, as it's winner break format.
Well, he was able to pocket the ball. Didn't get a shot on one, but I can't quite tell from here if he's going to try to bank that one cross side or what. I think he's hooked on it.
Texas 1456 from the internet chat room there is asking if all the Seminole events are 10-ball, and I believe they are. It's a Seminole 10-ball tour.
Now that cue ball rolled dead left, I believe. Corey just kind of gave me a look like it rolled off a little bit.
He's getting this one back.
Which keeps things interesting when you have the table rolling crooked. Not to knock the equipment. I mean, they got great equipment, gold crowns, Simonis, the whole 9 yards. But, there's no way you're going to have all 8 tables, every one of them roll absolutely perfect. So, that's just something you got to deal with.
Yeah, it would be unusual.
Yeah, to say the least.
Well, that's another thing that makes the game interesting, is the varying conditions that you have to adjust to. And, it's part of it. And that's one thing that top players like yourself and others do so well.
Well, the problem is, though, with our table rolling off, that's not something we really can adjust to because we have no idea it's going to do it. Now, if Corey knew the table was going to roll left, but right there, it totally caught him off guard. Now, if this was like a tournament where they have one table, and then they can control things. But you're dealing with the whole pool room, so I'm not bad-mouthing the equipment, but that ball did roll off a little bit, which pretty much has cost him the whole game here because now he got hooked and so on and so forth.
Yep, I agree, and Mike's come to the table with an excellent opportunity here.
Does Mike have ball in hand, or is that where the ball just landed? After all that, that's where it ended up?
That's where it ended up.
Wow, that's pretty fortunate to just be straight in like that. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if he did have ball in hand and he sit it there, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, the 5 to the 6 is the tough part of this rack. So he's still got his work cut out. He needs to land. He needs to be careful right here from the 2-3 to the 5 transition. That's the key to get on the 6. If you're careless there, you can get out of line and knock it out.
If you're just tuning in, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck, and I'm joined in the booth right now by John Schmidt. And we're here at Mr. Q's 2 for the Seminole Pro Tour, first stop of 2010, Atlanta, Georgia.
Shot. He just crossed the mark where he's able to get down the correct side of the 6. That was a nice shot. He has to avoid the 7 here.
He's going to have to punch this a little bit, though, isn't he?
That's right. Get it to go down the tangent line before the draw takes a little bit. Just like that. And that was a very good observation on your part, because if you just draw that ball, you'll run right into the 7. You have to punch, draw it.
Earlier you had commented on how quickly the match on the next table with John DeTuro and Johnny Archer finished. But did you see who won that match?
I was pretty sure Archer won. Every time I looked over there, I saw him shooting, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Johnny Archer won that one. DeToro, I remember Johnny won the first game. DeToro made a nice run out the second game. It was 1-1, and the next time I looked up, I mean, Archer's putting his coat on.
Yeah, that did finish fast.
Of course, the only thing that's weird is DeToro plays quick, and Archer doesn't. And as quick as that was over with, you'd almost think DeToro did all the shooting. So, I mean, there's a chance.
We'll have to get an update from the tournament board on that and report.
Nice shot. And come around 2 rails towards the path of the 9. Got to come kind of close to scratch. Well, no, you don't really have to come close to scratching here. There we go. He hit it just right.
Yeah, once again, Mike Davis is going to pull ahead in one game here, 4-3 over Corey Deuel.
Corey really has not done anything wrong. I mean, everything that's happened to him in this match is, I feel that he shot the right shot. And, he's taken his educated guesses at shots, and they've worked out sometimes. But neither one of them's really made a blatant error, except maybe when Mike missed that 8-ball, the third game or whatever it was.
Right.
The fourth game, I guess.
Well, and that one, the one shot really that led to that game there for Mike was where that cue ball rolled off. So really no fault there of Corey's. Good match.
No, I don't believe Donnie Mills. We've got asked if Donnie Mills made the tournament. He didn't. But, man, we got a heck of a field here. It's like every great player in the Southeast is here. Besides Donnie Mills, I guess you could say.
That's very true, John. Very true. Guess the next stop for the Seminole Tour will be down in Jacksonville at Bank Shops.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, they'll be heading to Johnny Archer's room up at Marietta.
Okay. That's kind of cool. They're getting out. They're coming up into Georgia and stuff. That's great.
Yeah. Well, there's an event in California. And
that's right.
New York.
Yeah, in New York too.
Rex Williams. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was talking with Bob with the Seminole tribe earlier, and he was telling me that they're looking at expanding to other cities within the U.S.
All right.
If anyone knows of a great pool room that would be interested in hosting one of these events, should contact the Seminole Pro Tour.
Well, Corey was trying to run into that 3 and push it up the rail and just clipped the wrong side of it, so now he's in a bad spot. It's a big game here. He needs to win this game. No, I wouldn't say these. Somebody's asking these gold crowns are standard. I wouldn't say they're standard. The side pockets are definitely tighter than stock from the factory. And the corners, I mean, the corners are probably 4 5/8 or something. They're on the easy side for pro standards, but I've still seen balls missed. So
Right. Gold crown 5s.
Yeah, beautiful tables.
I like the way they recessed the pockets on these.
Well, I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. It looks like he was playing safe and trying to kick the 10 in or something. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
Well, he's left Mike another opportunity here.
I'll have to ask him later because he definitely had something in mind there. He was going for something pretty tricky.
Well, once again, Mike is making this rack look easy.
Yep.
I think it's a little cool about Mr. Q's too here. They actually, this area that we're in back here, they actually even have a sign that says tournament players only. This is a tournament area that we're in.
Yeah, this tournament room has got the scoring beads and the nice lighting and those seats and a place to put your cues, and nobody can really walk into the area. I mean, this is really one of the premier pool rooms in the world for a good player to come into and really feel right at home.
Well, and not only that, they also cater to the leagues. They have a league section over here too that says league players only.
Right. Oh yeah, they cater to the league players. Yeah, they've got a bazillion league players in here too. This place here has got it going on for sure.
They must have 37 or 40 tables in there. It's
snooker table, I think 3 cushion table.
Yeah, it's monstrous. Food spray here too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shot, and looks like Mike's going to take that two game lead after all.
Well, things have went his way, and he's played well. To be ahead 5-3, missing the 8-ball like he did, things are going his way. And these two right here are going to play a couple hundred times in their career, and they just go back and forth, beat each other back and forth. Looks like today might be Mike's day, tomorrow will be Corey's. And nothing to say Corey can't come back and win this match, but these are two very evenly matched players.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to call.
Corey is I would think, more accomplished straight pull and one pocket player. But as far as rotation pull, I would have to give, they're just tit for tat. Corey though really is a super. I mean, he's just a super talented player. I mean, every sport he's ever played, he's a very good golfer, and I think any sport he tries to play, he's going to be very good at. He's just one of those annoying people who can become very good at everything they do, and pool's no different for him. I mean, he was up there running out pro level at 16 years old. I mean, he just took to the game, and within a few years was beating everybody in Ohio. So, that's usually the story with most of these top players. The game is almost too easy for them. I wish I could say the same for me. The game seems too hard for me sometimes, but there's days, though, I look like I know what I'm doing, I suppose. But Corey is a very smooth, player, and very creative, too. I get a kick out of watching him play.
It does seem some people have to work a lot harder to keep their game at a high level than others. Some seems, have a lot of natural.
Right, and, we have that argument all the time. A lot of people say if I practice all the time, I'd be a world-class player. Maybe so, but these world-class players seem to get world-class so dang fast that, I just find it interesting. I actually read, I can't go on too long about this, we want to watch this match, but I read an interesting article the other day in Discovery Magazine, which is not a magazine I read too much, frankly. I don't understand half the words. It's for, real smart guys, but there was a limited section of magazines, and they were testing athletes, the top athletes, why they're able to do what they do, and they found that they basically have certain parts of their brains that are active and inactive compared to the average, player at a game. So it has a lot to do with your brain, and they found that the top athletes were able to calm certain parts of their brains down under pressure much better than the average bear, and it wasn't trained. It was something they found that was from birth. Some people have certain parts of their brain that are gonna be overactive, and some aren't.
Right.
And it just lends itself to motor skills and being able to perform under pressure.
Right. Exactly. Because
I mean, obviously, there's more to it than just that. I'm oversimplifying it. There's practice involved and all that.
Yeah, of course.
But they found the correlation there, and I thought that was interesting. Because I'm a complete spaz. Anybody that knows me is going, no, Schmitty, don't calm his brain down. I don't know what that's all about. But
those situations, where when you're under the gun, or you're in the finals in the tournament, or you're in a match where it's really important. That pressure comes up, and certainly you do have the ability to calm.
Sure, enough, yeah. That was a nice shot there.
Very nice.
I mean, that was a great shot, really. I mean, he had to land just right on the 6 to be able to fall down for the 7.
Right, and this goes back to that we were talking during that period, but that 1-3 combo at the very beginning of this rack was key, and he had a nice shot on controlling the one ball, which was the center ball in that combo, and he fell.
That's right.
He fell on it nicely.
It's one of the hardest things to do, Ray, is control the middle ball in a combination, and when you're down 5-3, everything looks tough. Go a little bit. All right, now he's gonna have to swing that cue ball around off the 8. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like he's just holding it. Okay. Oh, that was a nice shot. I didn't know that was available. Let's draw this around 2 rails. Perfect. And his speed control's on real nice.
He did hit that nice.
All right, 5-4, Mike Davis. Nice out, Corey.
This is turning into a really nice match here. 5-4, Mike Davis leading. This could have easily been, hill for Corey's favor as well. So it's just so many different little things that happen that make the swing go completely different. Once again, the other thing you love about the game, little things can be really big. Well, nothing on the break for Corey. Just left Mike a shot on the one ball.
Well, falling on the 2 off the 1 looks pretty hairy. I don't know if he can just lag the 1 in and come down to the bottom right corner and shoot the 2 on the side, but
it looks tough. And then even trying to come around 3 rails, the 4 ball gets in the way.
Right.
See what he does.
It does look like what he's doing, though. He's going 3 rails around and
overcut it. Wow.
Well, he got away with it. Now Corey, I would think Corey's going to bank the 1 over here by the side pocket near and put the cue ball down behind the 3. Actually, I don't know if that's available from that angle. Yeah, I think it is. Wow. Well, he went for it. Well, he looked at the layout and figured it was such a tough out, he might as well go for that combination, the bank combination off the chandelier.
Looks like he got away with it, though. The 1 really still isn't on anywhere, but, Mike has a great safety opportunity.
Yeah, Mike's going to put him in a bad spot here, I would think. Maybe come off the right side of the 1 down behind the 7-2 with the cue ball. Or, well, I don't think he can go back behind the 3 with the cue ball because the 1 would run right into the 8. We do appreciate all the viewers tuning in, because when you guys tune in, that shows good numbers, which, just helps out the live stream guys and the sponsors and everything. So I know, Saturday you guys can be out doing a lot of things. You're sitting here supporting the Seminole tribe and Big Truck and the live stream and everything, so we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, he has left a peak of the 1 ball here.
Oh, he could have done worse. There wasn't much he could do from there. I would think you're going to bank well, I guess you could bank the 1-2 rails down behind the 7-5 and kind of hold the cue ball down on this end.
Nice shot. That's exactly what he did. Looks like Corey's going to have a 1 rail, maybe 2 rails come up underneath the 1 ball here. This is a shot that hitting it 2 rails, you see scratch a lot.
Oh yeah, big time. And then the cue ball also, it goes rail, ball, rail, and then starts running and chasing the 1 ball. It's rare that you're going to hit it and stick. The only way you could hit it and kill the cue ball is to hit the shot with right-hand English, and then that's not conducive to hitting the ball 2 rails. Right. So, you're just in a tough spot.
And the angle, look at the angle that he's looking at with his stick there. The tangent line with the little top, it goes right in the corner pocket.
Right.
We'll see how he handles it.
I mean, I predict he'll hit it, but boy, that cue ball can go haywire after you hit it. Oh, that's a great hit. He hit it so thick it just stuck.
Right,
and left the one right in the hole. And that.
Mike,
can Mike? I think he can. Well, the 2 to the 3 is going to be the real test. I mean, you got to fall on the 2 just right off the 1. So this is a tough start.
Nice shot. It looks like he's got a shot on the 2 ball.
Yeah, I mean, a really difficult one, though. Just jack straight up off the rail. I mean, I would have to say for a top pro in this situation to make this a drawback under first try conditions, they're not much better than 50-50, believe it or not. I mean, this is now to just jack up and stab it in, they might be 70-30, but to have to draw this back, this is a ridiculously hard shot, and I would have to say he's probably going to miss this. Nothing against Mike, but I mean, there's just nobody alive that's going to whip this in every time.
Right, it's all over.
And that's, again, just an extremely difficult shot.
Right. Maybe a safety might have been a better idea even.
Well, yeah, the reason I like shooting at it, though, is because the way the balls are tangled up, if you make it, you're on the 3. But if you miss it, the odds of Corey getting a nice start to get from the 2 to the 3 are low. So that educated guess situation comes up. Mike says, you know what, from past experiences, I know that even when I miss this 2, I probably won't completely blow the game. But you're dealing with Corey Deuel here, who just made a bank kick, carom combo, jump shot.
Yeah, and he's going to check this cue ball off the rail here.
He didn't take much time to shoot it either. Good shot. Well, the 4 to the 5 is
as tough as it gets.
key, yeah. Good shot. Well, the 3 to the 4, look at here. Hey, hoo-hoo boy about got jacked that up in the air.
Yeah, it looks like he's all right.
Yeah. Nice shot. I don't care how many times I see that. That's a pretty little shot when the cue ball just twirls in there with that inside, you know.
Right.
I've played 20 years, and it's still kind of entertaining to watch that shot.
I still remember that shot. Efren made that shot, but he put so much on it that it actually went back to the rail and went to the right.
Oh,
the ball
yeah. You're talking about the Reno Open in the mid-'90s. I was in the crowd watching that.
Yeah, it was exciting.
That's where I learned to play pool. I lived up in Lake Tahoe, worked at the casinos, and once every 6 months, the Pro Tour would come to town, and I would go down and pay my $12 or whatever to go in and watch those guys play. And I was just fascinated. I thought they were just, it was amazing, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the pictures online of some of the events back out in that area.
Yeah.
And there were some of those events were held in tents. I was watching a bar box event that was in a tent. I couldn't believe it. They had the bleachers and everything set up.
Really? Okay.
And I think that was in it was either in Reno or Vegas.
Well, here we go. 5-5. What an out.
Awesome.
Well, he made a nice out there because really he didn't have much to start with.
Once again, this is Ray Hansen, also known as Big Truck, bringing you a Seminole media production here. And joining me in the booth right now, John Schmidt, Mr. 400. Always a pleasure having you commentate on a match, John.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's race to 2. Only 2 more games for one of these players. 5-5 and a race to 7. I'd like to welcome everyone joining us out on the internet today for this great stream. There's a lot of great players, and really proud to be a part of the Seminole Pro Tour this year. We're currently signed up for 4 events, and looking forward to each of those.
Yeah, you don't appreciate what you have till it's gone in all areas of life. And believe me, if these Seminole Tribe guys didn't put on these tournaments, we would be really hurting. They inject a lot of money into the sport, and we really appreciate it. I keep saying it, but it's pretty awesome what they do for us.
There we go, rack number 11.
I love the format, too, these 2-day long tournaments. You're in, you're out. You either win some money or you go home. These tournaments where I got to go be there 6-8 days to go broke, I'm sick of those. Expenses kill me.
Yeah.
Robin Dodson just asked how many events do they give. She talking about how many events is the Seminole Tribe doing?
Yeah, they I believe they have 9 total. Wow, tournaments. That includes the Mizrac.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Well, I'd have to give Mike Davis a slight edge from here. It's a race to 2, and Corey's dead hooked. So Corey's a slight underdog in this match from this point. Hi, Robin. How you doing, sweetheart? Long time no see.
Well, here goes Corey with the 1 rail. Robin Dotson from the chat there is asking what you're doing now besides pool.
No, nothing real. Oh, you mean hobby?